Your Excellency Didier Chabert, Ambassador of the French Republic, and Madame Chabert, the Honorable Justice Ivor Archie, Chief Justice of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Senator the Honorable Wade Mark, President of the Senate, the Honorable Jagdeo Singh, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Your Excellencies, Heads of Diplomatic Missions, and other members of the Diplomatic Corps, esteemed judges of the High Court, Mr. William Pereira, the Dean of the Consular Corps, and members of the Consular Corps, His Worship Alderman Chinua Alain, Mayor of Port of Spain, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor on behalf of the Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs to join you, Your Excellency, in commemorating the 236th anniversary of the storming of the Bastille. This watershed moment, a sign of victory over oppression, was a clarion call for democracy and indeed the creation of a modern and united French Republic. Over the years, France has been a strategic player in the international arena and valuable partner of Trinidad and Tobago. Notably, its commitment to multilateralism and the rule of law are ideals shared by Trinidad and Tobago, and your country's values of liberty, equality, and fraternity are also held by this country. Excellency, as you correctly noted, our connections predate the establishment of diplomatic relations in 1962. Indeed, signposts providing directions to Bonas, Sanssouci, Bonaccord, and elsewhere reveal the strong French influence in Trinidad and Tobago. Vestiges of French settlement in the 1700s linger not only on the lips of the talented ones who can converse in patois, but are interspersed in our everyday vernacular, from loving expressions of doudou, and we say doudou darling, to those rife with commerce and animation in papayo, or now we say paps when we're using WhatsApp. Reflections abound in our built heritage, in the cast iron elements in Haysport, Millefeu's French provision style, or the French Second Empire style of Roumont. The late historian Angelo Bissetta-Singh recalled that George Brown, one of the pioneers of our signature gingerbread style, drew on the inspirations from both French and English schools of thought. Additionally, one cannot forget what can be regarded as this country's own pièce de résistance, our carnival. And Ambassador, you correctly noted the genesis of our carnival celebrations. What began as mimicry of their colonial masters and expressions by enslaved Africans has burgeoned into one of the world's best carnivals. But beyond culture and the arts, we must be reminded that the French Republic is the world's 7th largest economy, and therefore it holds special importance for us in Trinidad and Tobago. There has been cooperation in areas of our economy, such as energy, construction, infrastructure, and port activity, and we happily acknowledge that several French companies are actively operating in this country in sectors such as oil and gas, maritime transport, computer applications, and medical waste treatment. Excellency, as you noted just yesterday in your interview in the Business Guardian, investments made by Perenco to develop natural gas production and the HDF projects are both crucial to improving foreign exchange earnings for our country. And in fact, I noted just today in the Business Express, Perenco is now the 3rd largest producer in Trinidad and Tobago. in CARICOM, it is heartening to know that Martinique is close to becoming an associate member of the CARICOM community. And to this end, we await the ratification of the Protocol of Privileges and Immunities by the French Parliament to enable its entry into force. As you noted, Caribbean Airlines has recently reopened an air route between Trinidad and Tobago and the French West Indies. And the re-establishment of these air routes are of crucial importance to reconnect Caribbean islands that have a common history and culture. Trinidad and Tobago also wishes to acknowledge France's role in partnering on security issues. And just 1 month ago, during a 5-day arms training workshop, which included France's Corker, the issue of illicit trade in small arms and light weapons and ammunition became being a continuing major obstacle to the security in our region was discussed. In April 2025, Trinidad and Tobago was pleased to co-host with the United States of America the 40th edition of the annual exercise Trade Winds in Chaguaramas. And France, of course, was among the 26 countries to have participated in this multinational military exercise. And where would we be without Alliance Française, the institution which continues to promote the French language, which is spoken by approximately 330 million speakers worldwide? I believe that because of our immersion in the French language and Francophone culture, we have a greater appreciation for French cultural artists, and our local artists are also making us proud. And we are referring specifically to the French Classical Music Concert, which, as you noted, Excellency, was held in conjunction with your embassy in April, and La Fête de Musique in June, as prime examples of such cultural understanding and expression. Excellency, we know that you are preparing to depart what has been your home for the past few years. And your national anthem speaks to Frenchmen as magnanimous warriors. You too, while written in a different context today, can be viewed as a modern-day warrior of the French Republic in the field of diplomacy in Trinidad and Tobago and the wider Caribbean. I think that deserves a round of applause. The only admonition I have for you is that while you have done remarkably well in sports, you did not bring Mbappe to Trinidad and Tobago. Your national anthem's evocative melody and lyrics also has a common refrain, which calls on the French people to march on, march on. Today, as we celebrate the 236th anniversary of the storming of the Bastille, I take this opportunity on behalf of the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago to assure you that our two countries will continue to march on as friends and partners in the international community. Congratulations.